Alright guys, for the second part of the way I clean the stencils is when they are too caked up, too much paint, too much adhesive tack on the back, or you know, like this, paint, or we get paper towel stuck to it. Obviously I'm not gonna have time to go ahead and exacto all of this, so what we do is soak it. We have tried everything from alcohol to paint thinner, but what works best for us was the acetone. So what I do is I get these really inexpensive single-use food trays from the store, and of course buy a little can of acetone. And when it's too caked up like this, I'm sorry, mistook that little angle there, where it's just too thick to even try and get in there. Just lay them down, and depending on how thick they are, it takes a couple minutes to about 5 minutes for it to soak. Let's just make sure that all of it is covered. I don't do too much, but you know, you want to make sure that it's really soaked in there. I let it sit there for a minute. You can kind of start and see in some parts where it starts lifting. I don't know if you can tell right there. It starts lifting the paint. We wait a couple minutes, and then I have either just a pad, or I have these little different type of brushes. There's a plastic one and then steel to scrub them. Usually I also have a glove because I don't want to be touching the acetone. You know, you just want to make sure you read your instructions on the acetone and go accordingly to the warnings. So I protect my hands. Just give it a little swish right here. And I don't know if you can tell, but it is starting to lift, which is pretty quick. Let's see. Here you can tell that the paint is starting to come off of it. Now when that starts happening, that's when I start scrubbing a little. I also have with me some paper towels, you know, because you would want to dry them off or whatnot. So as you can tell, the paint right here is starting to come off. And you can do it like this with your hand, with your gloves, or like I said, have the little brushes. What I like to use the brush for, or the pad, is for the glue in the back. Start scrubbing it off. And then just like the paint, the glue also starts lifting from the stencil. Right here. See? Starts coming right off. And of course it's going to be messy. What part of our job isn't? I get asked a lot as a girl, how come I don't have acrylic nails? And this is one of the reasons. I just don't want to pay so much to have something so pretty and then just gets ruined. because I always have paint on my hands from being at the shop or doing stuff like this. So here I'm taking most of the glue. Most of the glue is almost off. So this is the glue side. And then now, like I said, just make sure you follow instructions on the warning label. Make sure that you have enough airflow and, you know, whatnot. Because like I said, this is just personal. This is what I do to take off the paint and residue. You know, depending on how bad the stencil is, you might want to have another tray handy, or just clean off the one you were working on, because you will have a mess like this. I just kind of take it off a little bit, throw this all this residue in the garbage. Pour just a little more. Now here's the kitty. I'm going to be using the brush. You know, comes right off. Now, obviously, this step is not something I do at the shop or in the casino. This is something I just do in my garage when I have really, really bad stencils that need cleaning. So make sure you get really good in your lines and your creases. I grab my paper towel, trap all of that gunk. All the paint came off. Now I turn my stencil back around and do the glue side. Usually what I do have too is like a spray bottle, and just spray this off as I'm doing it. There you go. Here's the kitty cat. And of course, just remember what your glue side was and what your paint side was, and you just start all over. And there it is. Clean stencil. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go with this unicorn a couple more times because it was a lot worse than the kitty was. But yep, that's all you do. You just soak for a couple of minutes, let it rise up. And I didn't use much. It probably looks like a lot, but it was probably not that much of the acetone. And then next thing, I can do the background. Same thing. Use my little brush. There you go. That's all I do as far as getting the really cakey ones and taking off the glue off the stencils. Thanks again, guys, and if you have any more questions, let us know if there's anything you want to know. Thank you. Bye-bye.